Well, hello. Welcome everybody. We got ourselves another Simulation Sunday Community Spotlight. Let me go ahead and turn the wording off. Show oversight test text. Okay, there, nice. I got myself a little bit of a Red Lantern style today, kind of feeling that. We got ourselves quite a few people here today. It looks like the lanterns are out in force, some of the styles. I think I see like a blue lantern flash. So we'll kind of start off with that. We also got news. I want to say late Friday, we got news that the summer event will indeed be dropping down. Will be dropping down this Tuesday. So we have the summer event to look forward to. We kind of saw some of the styles that you'll be able to get from it. So it seems to be pretty good overall. I'm really looking forward to the chroma. The chroma's got a really good, like a lot of good parts to it. I feel like they could do something like that, but for Superman. But I think that the chroma is really nice. I'm really going to appreciate being able to have that. So I don't know. It's something new, and it's about time that we finally get to see what we're gonna have for the seasonal. Um, the base items were kind of so-so. It's like I guess I think the thing I liked the best was like the standing wall. I guess that's what everybody's gonna kind of gravitate towards because I think it was the best out of three items. But I think the styles were definitely the highlight for the most part. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. So let's take a look at the Blue Lantern flash here first. All right. So it looks like he's using like the miraculous pants to get like a kind of like glow on the pants or whatnot. That's not bad. I like that. It's got the blue bleed aura on. And that reminds me, make sure you get yourself make sure that you get a character leveled, so that you can get the green bleed aura, so that you don't miss out on that, because that is very exclusive to the Ultimate Recruitment event. And that ends the 30th, so that ends tomorrow. So that ends Monday morning. So if you haven't made a new character yet, it's a good time to do that so that you get that green bleed aura. Because after that point, you won't be able to get it. You got to get a character from 0 to level 30. Alright. We got Donald Blake. Let's take a look at him. I like the silver mesh that he's got on for the legs. It's kind of nice. Very nice. Like how people mix like metallic with the well, whether it's the wet paint or the glossy material, glossy finish. I like it when there's different sorts of finishes that you kind of see. I think it's nice to see that. Um, I kind of did something similar with some of the suits that I did in my last video that I just put out like a day or two ago. So if you're looking for some style ideas, that's a good place to go look as well. If you're looking for anything specific. So I have like quite a few like different things in there that you might like. And then I should be dropping the spotlight short for what we had last week. I really try to keep what everybody does on the weekend, and then if I see anything kind of just throughout the week, then I'll kind of include that if I really like it. All right, then we got Cheater here. He's got himself like a Yellow Lantern style. I saw he was making a Blue Lantern with this last week, and then we got ourselves a Yellow Lantern. Yeah, I was finally able to get myself the rest of the pieces of the Reborn set, and I really like the hands, feet. I like the hands, feet, legs, and shoulders. The headpiece is not bad. I kind of like that. I mean, all the pieces to it are nice. Would I wear them all together? Not really. but they've all got their place in different styles for sure. I'm not too crazy about the whole style as a whole put together, but I think that the pieces could be very integral to different styles. I think that'd be fair. And then we have Heath Bar. Let's take a look at them. And got Johnny in chat. Hey Johnny, what's up? Are you over here? You said you were done with your God Doom style. Let me see. Is he on? No, he's not. Oh, there he is, Godly Doom. All right. So he was telling me earlier. He was telling me earlier I was running some bounties, and he told me that he had his God Doom done, his God Doom style. So I told him we'd check it out. Yeah, today's my day off, so I was going ahead and running some bounties, and then I kind of dozed off and was taking a cat nap. And then I was like, "Oops, I gotta stream." So, but yeah, let me look at that again. But yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty chill day today for the most part. Ran my my alts, got them their weeklies, so you know, so that I could get a lot of the reg set next time I come around for this next week. Since I had been grinding out for them to get the elite set, like I was talking about last week. You know, because they already had a couple hundred marks each of them. And if you do it across alts, they need like 170, 180 marks, something like that. So if you grind out every day, it's a lot of work. But it could, you know, be twice as long if you just do the weeklies by themselves. But if you do the weeklies and dailies, you're gonna get yourself there so much quicker. It's a lot of work, you know. So I was just squeezing in the time that I had, and then also making money on the broker, and then having them shift the cash over to this guy. Alright, and then we've got Nightman Beyond. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. Oh, I'm going to look at Bloom first. I just saw him. Mr. Boom. You know what? This style is so ridiculous, but I like it. It's so ridiculous. It's so over the top. But I've seen so many different styles in this game, and I like that. I like that. That's nice. I don't know what it is, but it's so out of this world ridiculous that I just had to take a look at it. Alright, and then we have Nightman Beyond. Very nice. You're gonna see this in the short, but there was somebody that had a, if you know the character Razor from the Green Lantern animated series, and then they had him do a cameo in Young Justice. He basically is able to take a rage and like take a red lantern and a blue lantern ring, and is able to harness both of them at the same time. And there was a player I saw in game that had the style, and then they were using this overclocked aura as the aura that he had. You know, they were using that as the aura because it's got blue and red kind of going on at the same time. So I thought that was kind of cool. I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was nifty, so I made sure to record it so that they'd be part of it. So they should show up also in the short. I thought it was clever. And then we have a Superman character here. I kind of like how they have the shorts on there. The only thing is I'd probably use the new boots. The new boots will have better shading because, see, they don't quite match as much. It's either throwing material on there or they could have used the newer boots, which would have a better shading to it. Maybe the belt as well. The only thing is I'd probably use a different belt because this one's clipping into the sides. Yeah. But other than that, not too bad. I don't know. Did we look at I had a Thunder God Raiden? Let me see here. No, we didn't. Very nice. I like all the different like glowing accents on it. I feel like if you have a lot going on here, maybe get some I don't know, I feel like it's finished with like a nice hand style or a shoulder style. You know, because you don't always have to have like a head style or anything. Maybe an emblem or something, because I know this takes quite the nice emblem slot if you really wanted to. And then we have Henry Hall over here. It looks like they made the character one of the brothers of Hawk and Dove. Let me see, Henry Hall. There we go. It looks like they made Hawk. They're supposed to embody peace and war. Or we've actually got the official back piece for Hawk, which is supposed to be. Let's see. It's supposed to be Avatar War. Yeah, Avatar War. There you go. We got Lantris over here. Not a bad name for a lantern character. So yeah, this is the green bleed aura I was talking about that you get from the ultimate recruitment event. You won't be able to get it unless you get it through that event, and you get it by the 30th, by tomorrow. So big deal. Make sure you take advantage of that. Let's see. We've got Elder Gods. Let's take a look at him. Very nice. Looks like he's using the bleed. And then that looks like the, I want to say the Golden Ages material. It's golden something. Let me look at that. I know I got it. Let's see. Yeah, Golden Age. Yeah. Yep. Alright. And then we've got Sue. Yeah, everybody's making the Fantastic Four, especially since we've got it coming up very soon. Yeah, and they're using the vinyl chroma to give it a little bit of like texture. It's not bad, very nice. Alright. And Doom says, how's your weekend? I'm doing pretty good, man. My weekend's doing pretty good. Not too bad. And it looks like we might have ourselves a good Hank Henshaw. I really would have liked to see the game make a non-Sinestro Corps version of Hank Henshaw. I think that'd be kind of cool. Because I think the only representation that we actually have for that character at this moment is just his Sinestro Corps style. But he had so many other versions in the comics. So it would be kind of cool to see them do like you know, his version of when there was like the multiple Superman, or his first appearance. That'd be kind of cool. I think a lot of people know him by his first appearance style scheme. I think a lot of people first knew him by that. And then you come into the game and it's like people really know him only by his Sinestro Corps affiliation. But you know, he's got a lot more varied history in the game, so it'd be kind of cool to see him get, you know, his multiple like versions kind of shown. That'd be kind of cool. Like a mission or two where he's working with like Mongol. That'd be kind of cool. Or having Mongol in the Sinestro Corps and it becomes some Mongol Corps. Because for some of you that might not know, they kind of show like the Amen Corps instead of Sinestro Corps. Yeah, the Amen Corps in the game recently, but there was actually a time where Mongol went ahead and had the Sinestro Corps, and it became the Mongol Corps, not the Sinestro Corps. So he had it for a while, and he humbled Arkillo and basically ripped out his tongue. So it was quite brutal, the takeover that they had back in the day, and the only reason why Arkillo was able to get his tongue back was Saint Walker went ahead and healed him. And Arkillo was literally one of the only people that actually stood up for Sinestro and actually had his back when everybody else kind of just turned their back on him. And from him having leadership in the Sinestro Corps. Hey, what's up, Sector? How's it going? How's it going? Alright, then we got Wally West over here. Oh, that's different. Yeah, they're using the, that's not bad. I kind of like that. Yeah, where they're not using the, they're not, like, they're using the shoulders to get that appearance of the lightning bolt. And then they got on the legs. I mean, that's not bad. The only thing is I would change the waist. If they had the Speed Force waist, I think that'd be slightly better. And then get yourself the actual flash boots. I think that'd be good. And maybe change from the old skins, because the old skin for some reason is clipping through the head style. But other than that, I mean, it's not bad. It's actually a pretty good style. I think the hand pieces are a good choice. I think the chest style is a good choice. I would have doubled down on the legs and also got like he's using the shock jock. I believe it's a shock jock chest. I would have doubled down and done the legs as well. If you're going for the lightning bolt on the chest, might as well do it on the legs. 100%. That's what I would have done. Go the full 9 yards. Okay. Let's see here, and then we have Omnibell. So it kind of looks like a mystical style. I don't know what power they're running. Let me see if I could tell by the mods. You can't never tell anymore. All I know is that they're flight. Yeah, it might be like a sorcery character or maybe an ice character. Alright, and then we got Zeldris over here. And that is from the Seven Deadly Sins anime show. I was kind of a fan of that for a while. Definitely liked Escanor as a character. Really, that really did it for me. So, pretty good show. I liked it. I thought the lore of it was really good. And then we've got a Cathode in chat. Welcome to the stream. All right. Let me see who do I want to? Okay, let's look at Artemis. So very much like the Young Justice version that I know. Not bad. Very nice. I probably would have used some different boots. I don't know. I've never been a fan of like never been a fan of the how's it, some of the tactical boots that they have in the game that already have like part of the pant leg that's strapped down by like knee pads or whatnot. Was never a fan of those because it's like you have a nice a nice straight pant leg, and then it goes to this. So it's like the quality of material like downgrades massively when you throw the boots on. That's what I've always noticed. But I mean, I think everything else looks good. The materials on those work pretty well. You know, not bad. And then we've got Hades over here. I just noticed they were over here, so let's take a look at them. So I like how they combined the accessory with the crown to make it look like all the same thing. That's not bad. I like that. I kind of wish that the silver and the black was swapped so that you have the black of like the cloth, and then you have the silver that could maybe match the belt. But otherwise, I mean, it looks good. I like what they got going on with the bracers. I think that's nice. I think that's a good touch. And then they kind of have it matching the same sort of idea, matching with like the shoulder piece. And I was thinking maybe add like silver to the crown or a little bit of highlight or something, because admittedly it does kind of get lost with the hair, because you have the dark black of the hair and then the crown's almost non-existent until you really look at it. But I mean, otherwise I think the pieces are good. I think the materials that they use on the pieces are good. Maybe just the coloring on the legs and the crown a little bit so things kind of, you can highlight a little more. But otherwise I think the skin's a good choice. That's kind of nice, and it's a, you know, a tattoo skin, and sometimes it's better if it's just blacked out and there's no color to it, so that's fine. That works really well. Let's see. Who is this? So we got Boris Tyros. Okay, alright. Just making sure it wasn't the same character. So we've got ourselves another character. It really has like a 40k vibe to me. Warhammer 40k. I did a style for another style based on that lore in my latest video. If you don't know, I did a style of the Adeptus Custodes. And they're pretty much like the bodyguards of the Emperor in his Imperial Palace. And they are literally walking one-man army. Like, if there's anything that puts truth to one-man army, it's the Adeptus Custodes. And to me, it was even crazy to see that there was a hierarchy in themselves as well. There's like 7 to 9 different levels between them. So I thought that was kind of cool. But there you go. So I did just the regular Custodes, nothing the custodian, so nothing too crazy. But still pretty good for like this game and what we have and what we're used to and what we're not used to seeing. So, and then we have Young Chill Unner. I'm just gonna say Young Chill. But not bad. I like the Omega symbol. I always love the Omega symbol. Definitely one of the best in the game. And then we have ourselves Escanor that's hanging out with his buddy Zeldris. I was just talking about Escanor, so let's go ahead and check him out. Let's see what this player did. And then we have a Guy Gardner character, which we'll check out. I know he's flipping through his styles. I've done a few of his styles. I have a Guy Gardner style waiting at the moment to see when they finally put that that emblem slot in. And then you have this Red Lantern one. I think I've shown this one on the channel before. When I had it, the Red Lantern Guy Gardner. I think that's in one of the videos. I'll have to double check. And then this is the Blue Lantern one that this guy made. So he went all in. So he's got the Green Lantern, he's got the Red Lantern, then he's got the Blue Lantern one. The crazy thing is that the Blue Lantern Guy Gardner in the comics also has all the different rings on a necklace under his shirt. So he kind of pulls them out from his vest, and you see that he's actually got all the rings. And it looks like the Guy Gardner character, I think he realized that these pants were better, because I know last week he wasn't wearing these. He was wearing, I'm trying to think of the name. I think it was the Retribution pants he was wearing last week, and I think he figured out that these were way better, because these are the ones I wear. For my Guy Gardner, not the shoes though. I use different shoes, but I do use the hands, and I use a different belt. But the hair is good. The hair's a good choice. I use the other accessory, the one with the Green Lantern symbol, but I probably would change it if I actually had a Green Lantern emblem. So fingers crossed. That should happen pretty soon at some point. It looks like we have a DC Hawkman. Let's take a look at him. So that's not bad. The only thing is you could tell that the boots are on the dated side. So they really need a material, because massive difference. You could easily tell, like, this boot right here is easily 14 plus years older than this. That's the only downside. You could tell that these are the Bane belt, and those are easily the two dated pieces, on the style. When I started out as a new character, the thing that I really liked was that we got the Bane belt, and we could get other like famous styles from inside the game. I think as a new player, being able to get Bane's belt and to get other things, not only were they were pieces that were better than the gear that you were getting at the time when you were a lower player. Not only were they just better than everything else, miles better, they were like the omnipotent, like not quite the omnipotent pieces, but it felt like you were getting omnipotent pieces because relatively to everything else you had gotten, they were way better. And there was something like some sort of satisfaction about beating like a boss and getting their gear, so to say, So I always thought that was really cool. I really always enjoyed that, and it is cool to be able to get that as like a new player back in the day. That was kind of cool, getting all this special purple gear, and you think to yourself, like these characters, this was their gear, and now you have it. So I think that was pretty cool. And then we got this. This is a nice like fire character style. I like it. It's very bulky. It works well with the brute body type. I think you can't go wrong with that. And then we have Hank Henshaw. I think this is a different style that he has. Yeah. So this was his red suit. He did a red suit at one point. I thought it was pretty cool. It was definitely like an 80s look, but nevertheless very nice style. Let's take a look here. We got who do I want to do? Let's do Bruce. Alright, let me try to catch up with chat here. Okay, so welcome Brayrim Jr., Count, and then Chosen. Welcome to chat. Somebody's saying they weren't too crazy about the robot styles, but they really like the Hades. Somebody said, how'd you get the beard? The only beard I can really think of that you may be asking, Brabram, would be the Jolly Beard, which comes from the Christmas event, the winter seasonal. So that would come from the vendor. You buy it with Marks. It's called the Jolly Beard. But you could buy it from the broker if people are still selling it. which usually most of the time I actually do see it on the broker, and it's not for really a lot of money. It goes for a decent penny, but it's not to the point to where it's detrimental. So I still think you could get something really nice, like still get it even at this time, even though we are a couple months off from the winter event. Alrighty. Quick question. Chosen says, do you think the shaded comic material will work good for my custom style? Um, I think that I think the shaded comic is a good material to have if you're able to have it. Like if you're able to get it, and it's and you're able to you have the money or a way to get it. I don't think it's a bad thing, because I think there's some like dark styles that would benefit from having the shaded comic material. So if there's a chance to get it, I would say get it. Especially with like let's look here. Like we've got the events tab and we got the campaign, and out of the campaign, we got 2 done, and it looks like we're gonna have 2 more to go. I'm guessing we have one coming up with July. Obviously, it says. But like you have a choice of all these, like the Wolf Pack, the Shaded Comic, 140 rank artifact, 7 ally, Wolf Pack. I'm choosing the Shaded Comic for one of my characters. That's what I'm going to do. Shaded Comic is so much easier to come by than a Wolf Pack. So, Shaded Comic it is. Alright. We got Staria. It's not bad for like a sprite character. Works pretty well. I like the belt with it. I'm pretty sure it's like an anime style. I just don't watch it, but it's very nice appearance. And then we got Johnny Lowell. So a Johnny Storm character. Using the fire chroma. Not bad. Alright, and then we got Siren Zell. So this character looks like they're based on like an ultraviolet lantern, maybe, with like the aura and the emblem. So fingers crossed. That's kind of looks like what they're trying to go with. Not bad. Could probably use like the chroma or something, kind of give it a little more of an energy style to it. And then we got Storm Sky. So it's a storm character. I really like the tattoos on the leg because it kind of looks like lightning in a sense. And instead of using like a gold material and everything, they kind of have like start to have it kind of like glowing, as if it's like taking on some energy. So that's not bad. And then we've got Harold Odinson. So I'm guessing they're trying to do like a Thor, but maybe he's like a herald of like Galactus or something. Let's see. I got Junior saying, Sire not cool. Wow, Gaudius, Staria 2 out of 10. When I go through the live stream, I don't go through it and I don't go through it and say that like everybody's gonna be perfect on their style, but everyone's got to start somewhere. So some styles are probably not going to be perfect. Most likely won't be perfect, but everyone's got to start somewhere. Everybody's, this is their best at this point. Who knows what it may look next week or the week after. But I think it's fair to say, like, not everybody's going to be like the best of the best, but they're trying their best and they're doing their best at this point. And everybody's got to start somewhere. Not everybody had all the styles starting out day one. It just doesn't happen. So, just make sure we keep that in mind. And then we got ourselves a Billy Batson character. So he's not bad. I actually like how a lot of people have already given up the idea of just like having the lightning bolt color, and they just put the accessory there, and it basically has like the same look to it, just about. So there you go. All right. Let's see. See who else. We got villain over here. So I actually like this style a lot. I think that they did really good with like the color scheme on it. I like this is like multiple different styles put together, but they made all the lines and everything come together really well. I think they did a good job on it. Like, you don't have a lot of red in there, and they only use red on like on the staff and on the belt. I think it was a really good style. So I think they did a very good job on that. Alrighty, we got Hanta Cero. This definitely has like Hero Academia feel to it. It's very different, but it's not bad. Alrighty, and then we've got Hulking over there. I don't know what he's rocking, but we might as well take a look. Hulking. I don't really get it, to be honest. I like the skin tone, I guess, with like the ears. I think that could make a cool character. It's a nice screen for a skin tone, but I don't really get the style. Maybe I'm looking at it too early. We got Lord Apathes over here. I don't know what they're trying to make with this. Maybe it's it has like a very like Sith feeling to it. Maybe they're trying to do like a Sith style. Because I like the face piece. You know, you have the cybernetic, the cyborg skin, and then you have the monitor face piece. That's probably what they're trying to go for, maybe. I like the boots and the face. I think they match pretty well. Let's see. Did I look at cybercrime? I don't know if I did or not. No, I didn't look at this character. I really like this little guy. I think they did a good job with him. Because he's got purple, but then you have the two, like the aura has the two colors that make up purple. And you know me, I did a lot of survival mode, and I'm a sucker for when people make good styles with the survival mode items. So you can't really go wrong with that. I kind of like that. Let's see, we got Lantern Travis over here. So Green Lantern character. Very nice. Let's see what else. We got PPZ. I'll take a look at him, and then I will switch phases and see what we got in the other phases. So it seems like a Flash character. He's got the Last Sun material on and the cosmic material. I like that. That's a good style. And you got the giant lightning bolt on the back. And now that I'm looking at the style, I know exactly why they used what they did. Because he wanted the red. He basically did what I did in another video, but for like I blacked out the whole chest style instead. But this is, I could tell now that this is the red electric Superman chest style. So it's based on the red and blue Superman, and so he's wearing the chest style to have the red lightning go around. So that's actually not a bad idea. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop another phase or two. The only benefit of being on the hero part would be that like when I'm a villain and I'm right up here, it puts me right into combat. So when I'm on my other character, hero character, it's so much easier to flip between. Alright, we'll do 4 first, and then we'll drop back to 3 when we get the chance. Okay, so it doesn't look like we have anybody on 4, so drop in 3. Oh, okay, so it inspired the style. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I forget what I named it. I think it was like the bolt. The bolt or the it'll come to me. But yeah, yeah. It reminded me a lot of it, but and then we've got our Batman character here. He's using the stealth on most of his other pieces. Stealth on the hands, feet, cape, and head style. Alright, and then we've got Machine of War. Let's take a look at him. So it's like a War Machine style, or when he rebranded himself to the Iron Patriot. And then we've got Flash 4000. Let's take a quick look at him. Again, I like the lightning bolt. The pants aren't a bad choice. I'd probably change maybe like the chest or something, find something a little better. I would have used the chest style that came with the legs, probably for the Flash character. That'd be kind of cool. Head style's good. Let's see, and then we got another Guy Gardner character here. Looks like he's just starting out, but nevertheless, he's kind of got a lot of the pieces. You know, just upgrade a few, and you should be all right. We got the Cuddliest. Chosen says, what style pieces work for a classic era type of superhero costume? So I think the best way that I could answer that would be if we're talking about like old school, like Golden Age. If that's what we're kind of talking about, Chosen. I would try to make a character that emulates maybe some of the characters from like the Justice Society. So maybe use like the Astro slimline legs. Maybe use the Naboo's Chosen back style. Have like cuffed boots or boots with like buckles, or that's something you can kind of do. But I would do like a very slimlined look. Don't do anything robotic or bulky. It's got to have like a good like belt on it. maybe with a nice buckle or a clasp or something of that sort. It's got to be very just clean cut and not very bulky. It's got some nice designs on the slimline, but they usually always have a cape. They don't always have a head style, but if they do, it kind of matches well with the aesthetic of the actual slimline. Um, that's kind of the direction I would go when it comes to something like that. If you're trying to make a very specific like style of a character. Man, that's kind of different. Yeah. All right. Then we've got Rochelle Grayson. Has like a Bat Family style to it. Alrighty. I think I'm gonna flip back to the main phase if I can get myself out of combat here. I'll look at Call of the Waves real quick because I just saw him behind me. So let me take a quick look at him. Call of the Waves, definitely a summer sounding character. Okay, so it's supposed to be like the newer version of like Namor from like Marvel. Okie doke. Reginald Williams says, what chest style would work for Doctor Strange? So I think a good shirt that would work for Doctor Strange would probably be the Thrall of Ekron, or you could use like the Fugonaut Counselor. That's kind of the route I would go. And if you're gonna, because I mean, with either of them, you could use the Reborn shoulder style. And that'll basically give you the Eye of Agamotto, and then you get like an emblem that works for it, and you've already got, like you're basically done. Like you got PPZ here. He's using like one of the Amazon chest styles. You could kind of go for that if you're going, to try to change it up a little bit, kind of put your own touch on it. We'll take a look at him real quick. But you can see he's wearing the shoulder style, which is basically just the shoulder, just the neck style basically, and see he's just wearing that on just about whatever chest style he wants, and it looks like he's got a necklace around his neck with the Eye of Agamotto. I think that's the Ankh emblem. And no, it's not the Ankh emblem. It's trying to think. It's a really old emblem. Getting my words confused here. Okay, so it's not the Ankh. I don't know. It's one of the I don't want to flip through. I've got 95 pages of emblems. I'm trying to think. It's a really old. Thank you. PPZ said Eye of Horus. Thank you. It's Eye of Horus. But yeah, it's an old style. It's an old emblem style. But it would work well with that. So that's kind of the route you'd probably want to go. So to be honest, the chest style doesn't even really matter that much anymore. For a lot of people, since we have the Reborn shoulder style now, it's not really it's really not something that's major important now at this point, because they don't have to form the chest style around it looking like they have it, like they don't have to form the chest style around having it kind of look like it's wearing a necklace anymore. They don't have to worry about that because now they actually have something that they independently have as a necklace that they can wear on any chest style. So they're not kind of restrained in that sense to wear only a few different chest styles, if that makes sense. Alrighty. Let me see here. Who didn't I take a look at? So we got you over here. So I'm going to take a look at them. It's not bad. It's good style. I like the color scheme. Yeah, it's not bad. All right. Let's see. Did I miss anything notable? I mean, I can look at the shape, but I think that's just a Michael Myers character. Yep, Michael Myers character. Looks like he's got like a blood splatter on his shirt. Then we've got Artorias. Let me take a quick look at them. All right. Does he have another style on? Maybe it's a different character. Yeah, so this looks like another Iron Patriot character. Alright, PPZ says, what do you think about the summer seasonal game changes slash updates? So I like the broker changes, except the one where it doesn't charge you a fee. I think that will be detrimental long term, and I think it will be something that they may end up reversing. Where basically, if you don't know, so basically it'll say like, basically one of the changes with the broker that will be coming, that will be part of the update Tuesday, will be that you do not pay a broker fee unless you actually sell the item that you have on the broker. So it will not charge you until you actually sell the item. And I can kind of see where they're coming. Like, they want people to put stuff up as much as they want without the cost. And I can understand where they're coming from, but then I think you will have players that won't lower their prices if they think that an item's worth something and it's not worth that. And it's like, yeah, it won't sell for a while, but if you have some stubborn players that don't learn from that, you know, then they're just going to try to keep putting the same things up for the same amount, and there's really no like deterrent from that. You know, because they're kind of just doing that at that point, kind of in bad faith, knowing that they're not, you know. And it's like, yeah, you could say, well, it doesn't really matter because if it doesn't sell, then, you know, then they're not selling it either way. So I don't know. I just don't think it's a great idea. I think they should have left the old costs, but still had them charge you at the beginning, so that there's still enough of a bite to where you're like, okay, you know, like, it's not working out. Either I don't sell it, or I put it for a lower price so it's not going to hit me as bad every single time if it doesn't sell. Because at that point, then people don't learn that, oh, okay, it didn't sell for that, so it's not going to sell for that. And then you're going to get people that are trying to get greedy, and then they're just going to hold on to stuff because they weren't able to sell it for the price that they wanted. I don't think that that'll be good overall, and I do think that they will most likely change that that when they actually see how it happens. But I think the devs probably know about that at this point, and they want to see how bad it will end up being for them to decide maybe if they want to tweak it or not. That may very well be the case. A lot of people think that the devs may be clueless. Sometimes they may be, and sometimes they're just trying to test the waters to really see if it's really that detrimental or not. So they may be trying to see with that, and trying to play their hand and see how that works out with the community, see how everything responds to that. And then I'm trying to think, it's the, what else? Oh, the pet update. The pet update's going to be great. I mean, as a tank, that's something that you've always had to look out for, and that won't be something that you have to worry about anymore, and that's collision with pets is going to be gone. So you could walk through your pets now, so they're not going to cause you to get stuck in a certain area. it's not going to cause you to have issues while tanking, and you can't get out of a certain area because you have all these pets around you. I don't know if people are used to also getting pets to go ahead and cage bosses into certain areas. That may not be something that they can do anymore, because it sounds like if they remove collision for you, it's probably also going to be collision just overall. So you probably won't be able to get bosses into corners anymore with henchmen or whatever. I think those days are pretty much over once this update goes up. So I could see that being a thing, but I think overall it's a good change. But otherwise, the longer broker times you can keep things up, I think that's good. I think that's a good change. It's also going to tell you exactly how much time you have left, so that's a nice change as well. So yeah, let me see here. PPZ says maybe we'll see a shaded comic plus plasmic auras in the broker now. I think plasmic auras at this point are extinct, but who knows? Tuesday you might see a few go up on the broker. You never know. But if they're in the broker, they're not going to be for, like they're going to be in the broker, but it's not going to change on how accessible they are. It's like, okay, you'll see one on the broker for, I don't know, maybe 300 billion. Is that still an option to you? Probably still not. Just because you didn't see it on the broker doesn't mean it's any more of an option to you than it was before. It's like the person on there still probably wants 200 to 300 billion in-game cash for a plasmic. So if somebody does throw one on there, okay, they got a plasmic on there for 300 billion. Is it still an option to you? No, it's not. Probably not. So just because they didn't have it on the broker doesn't mean it's going to be an option to you. It's just you're just going to be able to see it on the broker. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to get it. So to me, that doesn't change anything. It just makes their prices more transparent. So people can't scam you in trade chat or in a trade window for those items, because you can buy them outright through the broker now. But the only thing is they could put it up there for outrageous prices. That's all. But doesn't mean they're going to sell them. But yeah, you'll see all that stuff on the broker. I believe so. But I think that change will also, I think that coupled with the no charging of broker fees, I think with those together, I think those will together raise prices on a lot of things until they take away the point to where it charging you only when the item sells. I think that's a problem, and I think that's why they need to add some sort of cost to deterrent. Because I know why they're doing that, because you do have some people that have some of those items, but they don't necessarily have the money that they want to sell those items on there, right? Like if it's 300 billion, I'm not going to do the math here, but if it's 300 billion, I'm guessing it's going to cost a couple billion to go ahead and put up, and those people don't have that money to be putting up a plasmic for 300 billion. Or at least they don't want to put that up if they do. So that's what I'm kind of looking at it. I'm like, to me, it's kind of funny seeing it that way, but it is what it is at that point. But it's not going to make it any more accessible for anybody that's looking for those items. I mean, it will in a sense if they do have the cash for it, but if they don't have the cash for it, then it was never an option to begin with anyway. It just makes it easier for the people who do have the billions that have been saving up for years and they're looking for items, and the waters have been really murky because you don't know who to trust and people are scamming other people, and I think that's why the devs are trying to take the bad actors out of the equation, make them obsolete to where there's no point to use them because now there are other options. I think that's what they're trying to do. Chosen says, which type of cape should I use for my... What short of cape should I use for my custom Golden Age style? Should I use a short cape or a long cape? I would use the Naboo's Chosen cape. That's what I would use. Naboo's Chosen, which is the Dr. Fate cape. I would use that. A lot of people use that. It's easily one of the best one of the classic long style capes. It's got a really good style and texture to it. So that's something I would naturally gravitate towards when it comes to like a classic Golden Age style. Like, if you ask me on any other day of the week to like make a style kind of like that, that would probably easily be one of the styles I would end up using first, because it kind of just makes sense for that. But I mean, overall, I think the updates are largely positive that they got coming this Tuesday. I think I think a lot of them are good changes. I don't think a lot of them will really affect me, so I'm not too worried about the broker ones. But I think the community as a whole it will affect, and I think some of it will affect the community negatively. Maybe it'll balance out, maybe it won't. But we'll just have to wait and see. Because I mean, it's kind of my opinion on that, but it doesn't mean it's gonna actually happen. You know, like it could be not as bad as I might think. So, you know, we will just have to wait and see see how everything turns out. One thing I could see being a problem is what if somebody puts up something for 999 billion and they don't pay the cost right away, right? Say somebody puts it up for the max, right? It probably won't ever really happen because people wouldn't ever have that cash, or probably don't. I'm sure there's maybe one person or a couple, maybe two or three in the history of the game that maybe scratched that, which would be insane to me. But what if somebody were to put up the max amount, put something up for the max amount, and then somebody does buy it for that, but they never ever had the actual money like to pay the broker fee? Do they take it out of... Does the person sit on like a negative balance? Or do they give you the money first and then they take the balance out of that? Or the fee out of that? I mean, you could have that with just about any... with any cost, really. Like if you've got a character that puts something up for, you know, like 5 to 7 mil, and they're sitting on a couple thousand. Like, are they skirting the broker fee, or is it going negative, or is it gonna take the fee after they've sold it? Like it's sold, you get the money, and then it takes the fee out of that. That's what I'm thinking of. Because there might be a potential bug depending on what order it does all these things in. Alright. You got Wally West character right here. PPC says, do you think the devs will do something about the hand swap meta thing? It has been confirmed, and they are fixing it. I know that they did the artifact first. I'm guessing the artifact with ISIS was easier to fix. But I do think that they're probably going to end up locking gear in combat now because people were doing that. it's like, okay, we already got rid of the swapping guys. Like, really, we're really going in and we're swapping gear now. Like, I know they've done that for weapons, but it's kind of like, okay, guys, like, it literally said it has like a 100-second cooldown or 120-second cooldown, and you're swapping it on and off, and you're going around that cooldown. I'm like, yeah. So I went ahead and I had seen the people, other people had went ahead and reported it, but I went ahead and I reported it as well with video proof and all that, to make sure that the devs would go ahead and have it fixed. And they did go ahead and respond back that they are working on a fix for it in multiple different threads and stuff. So they are working on it. I'm guessing it just takes a lot longer. So they either need to figure out a way to stop the mod from being abused from that, or they're going to lock gear into place. So, if people say like, "Oh, I can't swap my gear because this, and this," it's like, well, you guys kind of, people that did that, you kind of did that to yourself. You kind of played yourself with that. So they may have to end up locking gear because, to be honest, they may not be able to change the mod to where it can't be abused like that unless gear is locked. Which, it's gonna suck for people that change gear for like that, or prec or whatnot. Change like the weapon, but kind of is what it is. The only thing that I was kind of just looking at, and I'm just like, really, is that you actually had people that were on YouTube that were showing people how to do the hand swapping glitch, who were the exploit, and were showing people how to do the ISIS glitch exploit. They were showing them how to do that on YouTube. And I'm just like, really? Like, they know that's an exploit. Why are you showing people how to do it? Like that's that's like straight out the TOS. You're not supposed to be doing stuff like that. So, but I don't know. But yeah, ISIS one has been fixed, and they're gonna go ahead and they're going to fix the hand mod one. So the fix for that should be coming around pretty soon. Hopefully pretty soon. You might see it get fixed with the Tuesday update, maybe. But no confirmation on that. That's just a guess that I have. But we'll see. So this is a nice style. This is a nice casual style, or semi-formal. But I think I'll look at another 2 styles, and then I think we'll call it a stream. So I've got the crow over here, and then I'll look at one more after him. Oh, we got Night Terrors here first. Okay, here's Night Terrors. He's one of my league mates, by the way, in 2 leagues. He always goes for like the Earth styles. I didn't realize he was actually out here. I'll look at 2 more. So we got Crow, and I'll look at 1 more. There we go, the Crow. That's a good skin for it. You can tell he's just probably like a CR skip or whatnot. Well, no, he's got the belt on, so no, he's been working on it for a little bit still. Yeah. And then one more. Alright, I'll look at Kordok's Curse over here. So it looks like it's like definitely like a Warhammer 40k. Looks like one of the Primarchs. Very nice. Yeah, a lot of this armor like works really well. But the name definitely sounds familiar for one of the Primarchs in Warhammer 40k. Alrighty. Well, I appreciate you all for hanging out on this fine Sunday. I'm going to be dropping the short for last week pretty soon. I'm going to go right when I get off here. I'm going to go ahead and get started on that right away. And that should drop, I don't know, within the next 30 minutes or something like that. I appreciate you all for coming out, and I will see you all in the next video. Laters.